Well, it's not pretty because I tried to paint it with bed liner last year, and my shoots gun didn't quite want to spray the thick material. I tried to do a bed liner on it, two-tone, but the paint job didn't work out, or the gun wouldn't spray it, and I'm not paying for somebody to do it because I'm a DIY guy. I do everything myself. So maybe this year, spring is almost pretty much here now, so maybe this year I'll get to paint it myself. I don't know. But anyway, it's an 87 Firebird hardtop V6 model. I used a lot of junkyard parts because I work at the junkyard. Trans Am taillights, the horizontal bandit style, the tinted ones. Put some duct tape on my subwoofer so nobody I've had my speakers stolen before, so I put some duct tape on my subwoofer to make it less attractive. Mud flaps, they were on my first 85 Firebird. ZQ8 S10 Extreme rims. I changed the deck lid because the 87 has a third brake light right in the middle there, and they're ugly as hell, and sometimes they leak, and I'm not digging that. I like the old style, the old bandit style taillights, no third brake light. I like the classic shit, so I changed the whole deck lid out from an 83 Trans Am, the whole deck lid, so there's no third brake light and the simple spoiler. That's the way I like it. So those rims are from an S10 Extreme ZQ8 model, 16 by 8. Excuse the primer and shit. Like I said, I tried to paint it, but that didn't work. The car is locked right now, but there's I put Sunfire seats in it because the Sunfire has those seatbelt holders there. And I changed the console, put a stereo in it. I put the Trans Am dash in it because when I put the V8, when I did the V8 swap, the tranny I used had a speedo cable, and this car had already had a 3800 swap and an Oldsmobile dash swap, and I decided to go with the Trans Am dash, the earlier style Trans Am dash. I got the hood popped. If the gaps look kind of fucked up, it's because I got the hood popped. Dun, 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 dun. I've got this. This is a factory Trans Am hood, and that's the LT1, and that's the GM Performance Parts Conversion intake. It's pretty tall, but if you use a paper thin gasket and a low profile breather, you can't buy this. I had to like buy a separate filter and a separate. This is a cheap breather, drop breather, and it's like a no-name one that I got from a swap meet, and I had to buy this element separate, and I had to use no wing nut just to get a factory hood to close. And that's the Holley fuel regulator there, because I got the V6 high pressure fuel pump. It's not fuel injected anymore, it's carbureted now. And I ran one wire to the temperature switch because it was a V6. I'm using the V6 top plate for the rad, but I put a bigger rad in it. I'm using the one V6 fan, and I run one wire to the relay here to make it turn off and on with the temperature. I chopped out a bunch of the wires from all the fuel injection. It already had a 3800 swap, and that's the see-through distributor. You can see the rotor spinning. and when it's running, and at nighttime sometimes you get the little bit of sparks here and there. Just got some old V8 manifolds, regular V8 Y pipe. Nothing too fancy. Oh, and the conversion kit, like the intake, comes with a cover, and you can take the OptiSpark off, and you put this aluminum plate on there. And I didn't even bother. I didn't even bother taking the OptiSpark off. It's still on there. It's still on there, and I just don't. Zero fucks. Yep, zero fucks. So I just left it on there, and I put the distributor in the back, and I put the intake, the 4-barrel intake on, and she's just like she bolts up just like a small block Chevy. Pretty slick, pretty easy. All the mounts, and so much easier than an LS swap.